Pleasant afternoon to everyone. I am Joy Gumatay of the Marina Strategic Communication Service. Welcome to the media briefing of the Maritime Industry Authority. Here with us, we have our OIC Administrator, Vice Admiral Narciso Vingson Jr., together with our Deputy Administrator for Operations, Engineer Nanette Villamor Dinopol. We also have the Director of the Shipyards Regulation Service, Engineer Ramon Hernandez, together with the Director of the Overseas Shipping Service, Attorney Jin Verpia. On behalf of the Marina, we would like to thank our media friends for covering and attending our first press briefing for the calendar year of 2019. But before we formally begin our media briefing, requesting everyone to please stand as we have our short opening prayer. Let us feel the presence of our Lord. Panginoon, we recognize, God, that it is you who made this press briefing possible. Thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to inculcate to our media partners the plans and programs of the Marina for the calendar year 2019. Let this opportunity, Panginoon, be a way for us to really open the ways of the agency to better serve our maritime stakeholders. Let our officials, Panginoon, be the voice of the maritime industry, and let our media partners, Panginoon, work hand in hand with us as we serve our clients, the public, Panginoon, with the information that they need to promote awareness, to educate, and above all, to encourage positive action so that all of us will work towards the attainment of our goal, which is to have a nationally integrated and globally competitive maritime industry. Lead throughout this event, Panginoon, and may you be glorified with this activity. All this we pray in Jesus' name, amen. Thank you so much, and we may now all be seated. Again, for everyone's information, we are covered live via RTVM. We may access our media briefing via the RTVM Facebook page, also via the Facebook page of our Department of Transportation Philippines and the Marina's official Facebook page. To start with our media briefing, let us welcome our OIC Administrator, Vice Admiral Narciso Vingson Jr. for short opening remarks. Let us give him a round of applause.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Pakilala ko muna si Admiral Toralba, our OIC Executive Director of STCW. And I am pleased to welcome everyone in this briefing to the future home of the Maritime Industry Authority, the new Marina Central Office Building. We greatly appreciate your presence so we can update everyone on the recent development in the Marina and, more importantly, the country's maritime industry. In the Marina, we commit our mandate by focusing on three integral objectives. First is the practice of good governance. Second is the strengthening of ship administration. Third, ensuring seafarer competency development. But in our steadfast fulfillment of this, we also attempt to go beyond and seek solutions according to what we believe will be advantageous to the maritime industry. In fact, recently the Marina has been coordinating with the Philippine Overseas Employment Administration and the Overseas Workers Welfare Administration, the lead agencies concerned with the monitoring the welfare of seafarers operating in foreign ships. The Marina also remain keen to maintaining accountability to ensure our stakeholders that we will never waver in serving the public. It is our dream to translate our plans and programs into measures to realize our goal to develop a nationally integrated and globally competitive maritime industry. We strive to raise the bar of the delivery of our services by improving our systems and processes, and implementing the programs that respond to present and anticipated challenges of the country's maritime industry. For today, we have lined up a number of issues that we deemed necessary to share with you. Later, we shall go over our plans to the establishment of Maritime Hub in relation to the events regarding the Hanjin heavy industry construction. Then we shall also provide you with the status of the roll-on, roll-off terminal system in support to the Nautical Highway Program that is included in our 10-year Maritime Industry Development Program. Thereafter, we'll be open to your questions, clarifications, should you have any. Once again, thank you for taking time to be here with us, and welcome.
Thank you so much for your welcoming remarks, Vice Admiral Narciso Vingson Jr. To continue with our program, I know all of you are excited for the updates regarding the Marina's position on the issue concerning the Hanjin shipyard. And to provide with us a comprehensive stance of the Marina regarding this particular topic, we have with us the Director of the Shipyards Regulation Service, Engineer Ramon Hernandez.
Okay, so, Sir, Vice Admiral Vingson, Sir Admiral Toralba, our Deputy Administrator for Operations, Ma'am Net Dinapol, our OIC Deputy Administrator for Planning, Mr. Dong Lingad, Sir, Directors of Marina and our colleagues in the public service, and to our dear partners in the media, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. So ngayon po, I will be presenting to you the presentation that Vice Admiral Vingson presented during the roundtable discussion at the NDCP last Tuesday po. So I will be presenting to you the Marina's position on the Hanjin shipyard issue. Okay, next slide, please. So the first slide will show you the mandate of Marina in the regulation on the shipbuilding and ship repair yards. So pursuant to PD 474 of 1974 and the succeeding supporting legislations thereafter, the Maritime Industry Authority, or MARINA, has the mandate to lead the way for the Philippine maritime industry in order to develop, promote, and rationalize the industry's major sector, which is the domestic shipping, overseas shipping, shipbuilding, ship repair, and the maritime manpower, and other concerned sectors and its stakeholders, which form the foundation of our purpose and goals. The Marina was further empowered through PD 1059 of 1976 to exercise its function to regulate the operations of the shipbuilding and ship repair yards in the country. Therefore, all shipyards in the Philippines must be registered and licensed by Marina. Now, as of 2018, there are 119 shipyards, that's including HHIC Philippines or Hanjin, that is strategically located all over the country, with 44% in Luzon, 23% in Visayas, and 33% in Mindanao. In terms of building and repairing capacity based on deadweight, HHIC Philippines has a total capacity of 670,000 deadweight, which accounts for 34% of the total capacity of all shipyards in the Philippines. That's the largest capacity among all the shipyards. Hanjin is followed by Keppel Subic Shipyard with 570,000 deadweight, or 29% of the total capacity, while Chunishi Heavy Industries Cebu ranks third with 208,500 deadweight, or 11%. That helps propel the Philippines to become the fifth largest shipbuilding nation in the world, after China at 32.5% share, South Korea 30.2% share, Japan 28.8% share, and EU at 3% share. Now, Hanjin Heavy Industries and Construction Philippines, or the HHIC PHIL, was established in February 2006 by Hanjin, South Korea. Its shipyards is located in Subic Bay Freeport Zone at Redondo Peninsula, north of Subic Bay. Now, it occupies about 300 hectares of land at Barangay Kawag, Zambales. Addition, meron pa po silang training center doon, which occupies around 4 hectares of land, no, yung kanilang training. And they have a dormitory for their workers and other shipyard personnel, occupying another 4 hectares pa, aside from the 300 hectares they have. Okay. So out of the 119 shipyards, there are only 118 shipyards registered by Marina. So we call it Marina Registered Shipyards. Now, it's informed that HHIC Philippines is a non-Marina registered shipyard. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, the next slide will show you why hindi non-Marina registered ang Hanjin. Hanjin was registered by Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority. In the Freeport Zone, pursuant to Section 13B-3 of RA 7227, the Basis Conversion and Development Act of 1992, that's to enjoy the incentives and privileges offered by the agency, among others. However, Hanjin is still subject to the applicable national laws governing the rules and regulations of the operation of shipyards in the Philippines. Therefore, Marina, during the time, directed Hanjin to register as large shipyard pursuant to PD 474 and PD 1059 regulating the operations of the SBSR yard. However, Hanjin conveyed its position that under RA 7227, the SBMA is the only government agency to exercise exclusive jurisdiction over its operation. So, notwithstanding registration with Marina, the Marina adheres to the principle of minimum government interference in order not to defeat the purpose of the Freeport Zone as supported by the then President GMA and drive away foreign investors. So to resolve the matter, the Marina and Subic Bay agreed to have an agreement authorizing SBMA to facilitate the registration of shipyard within the Subic Bay area. So even though Hanjin is not a Marina registered shipyard, Marina recognizes the contributions of Hanjin. Considering it's the largest shipyard in the Philippines, Hanjin has been instrumental in providing employment for more than 20,000 technical and skilled workers in the Subic metropolitan area. And of the 45,000 total manpower of the shipyards in the country, Hanjin employs almost half of the employment of the shipyard personnel. So same Filipino workers that have acquired the skills and knowledge through the latest shipbuilding technology provided by Hanjin, of course with the state-of-the-art facility systems. Hanjin has actually 2 mega graving docks up to 450,000 deadweight capacity with 2 giant cranes. Next slide, please. Hanjin has made the Philippines 5th largest shipbuilding nation in the world, along with other shipyards in the country, namely Tsuneshi, Keppel, and Austal. It was awarded in 2016 the top exporter for the machinery and transport equipment sector in the country by DTI. And this shipyard contributed in the world by constructing the first 20,600 TEU container ship in the country, which is one of the biggest ships built in the world, crafted by Filipino workers. On the screen, I will give you the export revenue of Hanjin from 2008 to 2016. You'll notice that it's an increasing revenue, but not until January 8, 2019, when they filed for rehabilitation under RA 10142 with local courts, the shipyard stopped its operation. So that's the issue actually that we're trying to solve right now. So we'll be presenting to you now the option of MARINA. No? So the first option of MARINA is for the government to direct its resources on the development of the shipbuilding and ship repair industry, to promote the local shipyards as focal point in the implementation of the Maritime Industry Development Program priority programs, thereby creating opportunities for SBSR workers. Okay, on the screen you'll see the program framework of the MIDP. Well, of course, we want to develop our country to be the global maritime hub in the world. So that's the framework, and we should begin with the shipbuilding and ship repair sector. Then the government should also provide the same incentives or extend the same incentives given by PESA to non-PESA local shipyards in order to accelerate the fleet modernization program, such as providing new ships, especially for our RoRo modernization projects, replacing wooden hull ships. That's another one. Modernizing naval ships and modernizing other maritime security assets. And well, of course, just to give you an information, Hanjin enjoys the fiscal incentives under the PESA, but they still contribute to the government by paying the 5% special tax on gross income. So you just imagine how big that 5% also if you try to multiply it with the gross income of Hanjin. And the third one is to redirect its resources to support and ensure the implementation of the Maritime Industry Development Plan priority programs within the next 10 years. That includes the upgrading of domestic shipping in support of the Nautical Highway Development, development of the shipping services for maritime tourism, development of coastal and inland waterways transport system, strengthening of safety standards of the Philippine registered fishing vessels, development of a global maritime hub, enhancement of the maritime safety in the Philippines, modernization of the maritime security in the Philippines, and establishment of maritime innovation and knowledge center. Filipino maritime workers will still have a chance to help achieve the purpose and goals of the MIDP by utilizing the skills and knowledge that are suitable to any of the priority programs, no, of the MIDP. And finally, its expected result of the priority programs of the MIDP will not only aid the achievement of the goals of the maritime industry, but will eventually contribute to the country's GDP in general. So that ends my presentation. Thank you po. Maraming salamat.
Thank you so much for your comprehensive discussion on the Marina's stance concerning the Hanjin issue. Before we continue with our next presentation on the domestic shipping trade, we would like to give this opportunity to our media friends to directly raise your clarifications regarding the presentation of Engineer Hernandez. For questions, you may say your name, your media organization, to whom you're addressing it. We have here Engineer Ramon Hernandez, but you can ask it to any of our Marina officials here in front, and then your question. We have our microphone there, so please proceed. Ms. Romina, you want to ask the first question from Port Calls. Thank you.
Good evening. Hi, Romina Pablo po from Port Calls. These questions are directed to Engineer Hernandez. You mentioned about recommendations of Marina regarding the Hanjin issue. Have you coordinated with SBMA, which you said has jurisdiction over Hanjin, on how or on realizing or maybe doing one of the suggestions that you've mentioned? Or any other government agencies perhaps that are looking at the Hanjin issue?
Last Tuesday, we did a roundtable discussion that was organized by the NDCP, and that was the first time that different government agencies, the banks, financial institutions, SBMA was there, Marina, in fact, even DOST, BOI, Development Bank of the Philippines, DFA were present during that roundtable discussion, and views and options on addressing the pressing issues regarding Hanjin was raised during that meeting. And there would be probably a coordination meeting with other agencies after that meeting. And Marina will be collaborating and will be coordinating with these agencies in order to seek possible solutions or to address the issue. Sir, you want to?
Okay. Most pressing issue, yung Hanjin, ano siya, di ba? Yung PESA. So they use our laborers. About 20,000 initially. 20,000 laborers or 3,000 yung organic nila. Then they pay about 5% of special tax. All others are, yun ang pinaka-pressing issue, how we can address our displaced workers. According to the DOLE, we have they can absorb the workers immediately through encouraging other agencies to, Marina is participating on the job fair caravan to encourage our local shipbuilders to absorb them. So yung naman doon, yung exposure naman ng bangko natin, according to BSP, hindi naman daw masyadong exposed, except only one siguro na medyo konti lang. Pero all others are negligible daw yung issue on the exposure. So pressing issue, workers, we have to address that. The exposure, not so much. Then, ito na yung address natin is to address first the displaced worker. Ang nangyari sa ngayon, ang local shipyard natin are not enjoying the same privileges that being enjoyed by the PESA. So if we can provide our local shipyard with the same incentive, siguro, we can promote our own shipyard. Shipbuilding is the most important thing in our industry because after shipbuilding, ship repair, medyo konti na lang yon. Parang gumawa ka tayo ng building na ganito, 12-story building, you need more workers. Pero after nang natapos na yan, konti na lang. So our aim, our vision in our MIDP is to develop our own shipbuilding industry. By nature, we are shipbuilders during the time of forefathers natin, yung build tayo ng barko, yung balangay. So sana we can develop our own para enduring yung effect. Hindi yung other countries will pupunta dito, use our resources. After that, iwanan tayo ng utang na lang na napakarami. But if we develop our own, we promote our own, we support, kulang tayo sa ngayon, talagang capacity building, tao natin kulang, no? We only on the production side. But on the on the research and development, kapiraso lang. On the middle level of management, konti lang kasi we lack engineers, architects, and we have to develop that. We cannot develop it kung will just be for exploitation. So if we will develop our own in our MIDP program, magiging sustainable yung development. Magkaroon tayo ng wala tayong steel production. No, nawala na. All other essential industry. Nakita niyo yung doon, yung hub? Saan ba yung hub kanina? Yung hub.
Yung framework.
Ito yung Maritime Hub. This is the industry. Pinula namin yung yung shipbuilding because doon mag-start lahat. Pag gumawa ka ng shipbuilding industry, all others will follow. Nandun yung port shipping services, manpower development, tao natin, maritime research, Philippine Registry. Once na-develop natin yung shipbuilding industry natin sa Pilipinas, all others will follow. Kaya doon natin i-focus yung MIDP program namin on development of Maritime Hub. So sa ngayon, ang imported na ships natin, may bilang ba tayo?
In 10 years, sir, ang imported ships, sir, is 1,202.
Ilan yung current natin? Yung local?
Yung local natin, if you compare it, 720 lang siya. So, more or less, locally made po.
Pero ini-import natin, puro import.
Imported and second-hand. Usually to mga second-hand ships din to.
Just imagine that, number 5 tayo in shipbuilding industry. But nag-import tayo ng barko natin. So, medyo may imbalance ata doon, no?
And in fact, based on our latest assessment of the shipbuilding industry, the shipyards, the local shipyards, no, excluding yung mga foreign po, yung Hanjin, Tunisia, Keppel, and Ostal, can only build average size is 500 gross tonnage. But our projection, once this MIDP is pursued, by 5 years siguro, we could already construct average of mga 3,000 deadweight na. It will be increasing na. Once we have this in place already. Kaya ito, very important talaga po yung Maritime Industry Development Plan.
Yung forum namin last time, it was held in Department of Defense because with the Hanjin issue, of course, our paramount issue, yung we cannot just compromise our security. Although we have some problems on the Hanjin, of course, our security issue. So, ano muna na ang i-address natin, sabi nila. So, first, ang unahin natin muna yung displaced workers. And we're doing things to address those.
Sir, follow-up question. So looking on the bright side, this can actually be an opportunity for our local shipyards to expand and maybe take over possible constructions of vessels that will not be catered by Hanjin in the future.
Follow-up din po dyan. I'm Philip Ortalesa from Opcom Publication, Publishers of Travel and International Maritime. Sir, ang question lang po natin, kasi it was mentioned that foreign-owned companies normally enjoy tax incentives and tax holidays. However, if we will make this industry as one of our priorities, can the agency lobby for local shipbuilders own to enjoy the same incentives given to a foreign owned? Kasi the local shipbuilders could not cope up, lalo na po pagdating sa sweldo kasi ang laki ng binabawas ng BIR. Pero pag foreign owned, of course, ang hinahanap ng mga workers natin are at least yung fair na salary. Correct? Hindi po maibibigay ito ng locally owned dahil kakainin ng taxes. So, paano po ito? Can the agency lobby for this to help our local shipbuilders?
Yes.
I am Nelson Ramirez. Can I answer a question, sir? In line with this, the whole maritime industry has already a plan to lobby in Congress for the proposal that you are saying because of the very high taxes. That is one of the reasons why foreign ship owners do not enroll their ships here. Remember that way back in 1988, there were more than 800 Philippine registered vessels. But due to very high taxes and stringent regulations, they shy away. They go to Marshall Island. They go to other countries, which they don't even Isles of Man, which they don't even know. But no, we have all the bottoms. If only we can make our requirements more simple, and the taxes will not be so stiff for the foreign ship owners. I believe. We can encourage foreign ship owners to register their ships here. And we have already a plan together with all the maritime industry stakeholders on this.
Thank you so much for your thoughts, Engineer Nelson Ramirez.
This is also
Quick. Ito yung ini-enjoy ng foreign, no? Pag pesa ka, 5% tax and all other incentives. Pag local ka, malaki yung mga taxes natin. So before there is an issuance of Republic Act 9295, but not so much, So we will have to lobby with for the legislation in order to support our local industry in support of our MIDP.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Senny Magnial from Harbor Scope. This is also a follow-up question regarding on the shipyard. Are we still accommodating a foreign shipyard owner or shipbuilding owner? We still accommodate a foreign
Yes, we still, madaming nag-a-apply ngayon, especially tomorrow we'll have another foreign investor, shipyard investor from Netherlands, and we'll be negotiating with them with BOI at DTI. So we're still encouraging foreign investors.
Next question, please. Thank you so much, Ma'am Zenny, for that question.
Sir Eloy of Seaway Magazine. Sir, have you looked into the cash flow problem of Hanjin Subic? Is it an offshoot of the earlier problem of its parent company, yung Hanjin Group? Diba? There were reports that Hanjin Subic is fully booked until 2020. So why is there a problem in were they in paying their bank obligations?
Under yung mga Marina registered shipyards, we look into the cash flow of these shipyards. But Hanjin, since it is registered under SBMA, so hindi namin masyadong alam kung ano yung cash flow nila. But we can ask SBMA about the cash flow of Hanjin. Well, of course, there are still projects na uncompleted that has to be done, no? So that's why Hanjin, I think, filed for rehabilitation scheme with the local courts in order to, complete all the remaining projects. Yun.
Thank you, Sir Mon. Final question before we proceed with our next topic. Yes, sir? Your name, media organization.
Sir, good evening. I'm Cliff Benzon from Nikkei. Nikkei is a Japanese news organization. I just want to clarify your vision for Hanjin. I mean, does it, sir? Does it mean that the government should take over the facility, or is a foreign investor involved? What's the arrangement, sir, in line with that vision when it comes to ownership of the shipyard? Thank you.
We cannot compromise, of course, the security. But naging problem kasi ng Hanjin yon because with their yung banks. So siguro they have to manage it first with their creditor or
Let Hanjin solve their
problem first before the government can take over. Parang enjoying naman natin yung Hanjin doon. Parang tayo yung white knight. But we're looking for the white knight, not the government siguro, but we can support. Oh yes, of course. There are a lot of foreign investors right now, and siguro yung government wag muna pumasok doon and let them solve first their problem. We cannot answer those directly because that is the issue of the security issue of the Department of Defense. But as far as industry is concerned, anybody can bid for the Hanjin.
Last question po from the media before we proceed to our next topic.
Sir, I'm Jen G. Factao from Manila Times. I just want to make another follow-up question regarding Hanjin. There were 6 pending ship orders, and those contracts will be canceled if there's no rehabilitation plan. So would it be possible that other shipyard like Chunichi will take over? This lang.
It's an option, no? Whether they could, they will take the risk of, taking over it, but it's possible, yeah. It's possible naman, yeah.
All right, thank you so much to the questions, and thank you, Sir Mon and Vice Admiral, for answering the queries from our media. Proceeding to our next presentation, we will be discussing about an update on our enhancement of the Philippine RoRo system to be presented to us by Deputy Administrator for Operations. We have Engineer Nanette Villamor Dinopol.
Our Administrator, Vice Admiral Narciso Wingson Jr., my co-employees in the Marina, our friends from the media, magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. I will be briefing you with the current status of the RoRo projects as far as our agency is concerned. This seamless
Pursuant to Executive Order Number 170 issued by then President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo in 2003, the road RoRo Terminal System or RoRo project was developed with the banner RoRo for Greater Inter-Island Transport, Mobility, and Accessibility and pinagdugtong-dugtong na kapuluan daan tungo sa kaunlaran. This seamless stretch of roads and ports is developed to connect Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, reducing the high cost of transporting people, goods, and services through an integrated national highway system. Can I just stand? Okay. This is the RoRo Master Plan, as which was conceptualized way back 2008 during the then President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo. 2003. Next slide, please. So the RoRo Nautical Highway comprises of 3 highways. The first one is the Eastern Nautical Highway. The route is from Matnog, Sorsogon to Alan Samar. Then the route number 2 is Liloan, Leyte to Lipata, Surigao del Norte. This is the status now of the Eastern Nautical Highway. From Matnog to Allen, this is fully served. We have also reflected there the under the remarks column the status of the ports and in this nautical highway. So there are 3 private ports in Allen, which are Hubasan, Dapdap, and anyway, there are three private ports in Allen, Samar. So next. For Liloan to Lipata, this is also fully served by RoRo operators. Next slide, please. For the Central Nautical Highway, there are 4 legs in this route, coming from Pilar to Aroroy. Then the next slide, please. Pilar to The route is from Pilar to Aroroy, Sorsogon to Masbate to Cebu, then down to Bohol to Mindanao. So for Pilar to Aroroy, Masbate, this is unserved by a RoRo vessel. However, we have also a direct link from Pilar to Masbate City, which is being preferred by the passengers and shippers because the economic activity, because of the presence of the economic activity in this area. Next, there is also a shipping service between Piodoran to Masbate City. This is being provided by a RoRo service. For Kawayan, Daan Bantayan, well, at present, the construction of the Daan Bantayan RoRo port is ongoing. I think it's near completion. The link being served at present is from Kawayan to Bugo, Cebu. And there is also a RoRo shipping service between Kawayan to Hagnaya and Katayngan to Bugo, Cebu. The next link is from Cebu to Bohol, that is to Bigon, that is the nearest link from Cebu City. This link is fully served, and there are also other RoRo service between Cebu to Tagbilaran. Next link is from Hagna, Bohol to Balbagon. This is going from Bohol, from Hagna to Camiguin. The intent of this highway is really to promote and develop the tourism industry in the island of Camiguin. So we have these routes is also fully served. Then from Camiguin to mainland northern Mindanao, that is Binoni to Balingwan. This is also fully served. The next, the next leg is Western Nautical Highway. This is composed of 5 legs, coming from Batangas to Mindoro, then to the Aklan, then to Bacolod, Dumaguete, up to Dapitan. So for the first leg from Batangas to Calapan, this is also fully served. There are also RoRo service that serve the route Puerto Galera and Abra de Ilog coming from Batangas. Then the next leg is Rojas to Katiklan. So this is also fully served by RoRo vessels. There's one, the new one that was launched last 2016, the Bulalakaw Katiklan. This is also now served by a brand new, newly constructed Ajax class ship. Then there's also a link between Rojas and Buruanga. This is an alternate port in Katiklan dahil medyo marami na doong nag-call na mga RoRo ships. So alternate port po itong Buruanga in near Katiklan. Next leg is Dumangas to Bacolod. This is also fully served. There are also RoRo services that serve Muale and Banago and Dumangas Banago. That's linking Iloilo to Bacolod. The next leg is Dumaguete to Dapitan. This is also this leg is also fully served. Now we just included in the Nautical Highway the southwestern Mindanao RoRo connection. That is from Zamboanga to Basilan and Sulu and Tawi-Tawi area. Next slide, please. For the Zamboanga Isabela, Zamboanga Lamitan, and Zamboanga Holo, and Zamboanga Bungao, this is also fully aptly served by RoRo service. Of course, except the Holo Siasi. It is, I think there's no ramp in the Siasi. This is being served only by small watercrafts. Next slide, please. These are the lateral RoRo links because with the successful Strong Republic Nautical Highway, over the years there were a number of links, new routes that were established, and well, per the directive of the House Committee on Transport, Marina was directed to do an assessment of the routes. The main highway, when I say main highway, the eastern, the central, and the western are fully served. Then on top of that, we were directed to do an assessment of the existing shipping services that are being provided to the lateral routes. Actually, there are a total of more or less 140 links now on top of that main highway that I presented earlier. So of the 140 links, we were able to now identify more missionary routes, and in connection with that, the administrator just signed the Marina Advisory declaring 19 more missionary links, and we have an existing circular, MARINA circular, on the grant of missionary routes, and they will be there are incentives when one of the incentives is the 50% discount of fees and charges. 50% discount of fees and charges, plus protection of investment for 5 years. So maybe later, because this will be numbered, this will be further presented by the administrator later. Thank you, sir, and good afternoon.
Based on this, kasi after 3 nautical highways, there are laterals. And based on these laterals, after our assessment, there are still remaining unserved. Next, based on those unserved, there are with RoRo ramps, but they are unserved. And there are routes without RoRo ramps, and we're coordinating with the PPA for the construction of the RoRo ramps in order to serve our islands, because the objective here is to link the islands. The RoRo is our moving bridge. So dapat dahil we cannot build a bridge, medyo mahal. So instead we have a moving bridge. So we use roll on, roll off. So next slide. Next. So there are 48 routes identified before. 8 ang based on those, yung lateral. Based on those, 8 ang served. 12 with RoRo ramps, 28 without. So we are now declaring 19 missionary routes to be kung sino yung mag-volunteer na mga operator natin. But they have 50% and they have 5 years protection. Next slide. Next. Ano to? Summary? Sige, next slide. Ano pa? This how much the charge. For Eastern, 16,000. For Central, 42 for sedan. And for 10-wheeler, passenger, sedan, and 10-wheeler. Yan ang mga rates of yung how to next slide. Anyway, the speaker talked to us, and she is forming a TWG to further cover all the rural routes that are not yet served. So siya yung mag-head ng TWG din this. This is her project, and he wants that before he go to the government service, makita niya naman na maayos bago siya umalis. And we inform her that this part, actually we plan this to under program one of our priority to support our Nautical Highway Program.
Thank you so much, Vice Admiral Narciso Vingson Jr. and Engineer Nanette Dinopo for your presentation. Any questions from our media friends regarding our update on the Philippine RoRo system? Yes, Romina? You may do the honor to ask the first question again. Our microphone, please.
Sir, what are the reasons po why we have unserved routes, and also do we have enough volume, or passenger traffic and RoRo traffic on these missionary routes that you've opened?
Of course, market demand is the most important there. So gusto natin i-link, but wala namang gusto mag-develop doon kasi you need more investment, importation of RoRo in order talagang ka dito mag-invest. So let's say for example, saan yung pinaka remote natin? Now we want to connect. Lucena, Ojungan to connect Quezon and Ojungan, Romblon. Napakahirap din mag-invest doon, ano? So if you're an investor, you have to think twice. But we need to serve all the people in our island. Kailangan natin ma-motivate yung mga investors natin. Not only on Batangas, Calapan, but siguro part of their CSR is pwede ba i-serve po to? Yun ang ginagawa natin. We are convincing them, those who have big ship owner, if you can invest part of your CSR dito sa mga remote areas. So that's why we are declaring this as missionary routes to be to serve our Filipino countrymen nung sa remote.
Follow-up question, okay lang. Do you already have any companies or are there any shipping companies that showed their intention to apply the missionary routes? And also, are there plans to add more incentives if in case within the 5-year period volume is still low?
Actually, yeah, there are now ship owners actually would like to file their intent to deploy some of these routes, and in fact they have also some projected routes. They're planning to deploy this year because they are now in the process of acquiring ships. Some are acquiring brand new Ajax class ships in these routes. And the Nautical Highway, the Central, the Eastern, and the Western are fully served.
Actually, part of our assessment, iyan namin, suyurin namin, kami mismo, if you can join us, our caravan, from Eastern, Central, and Western. Sakay tayo sa may bago kami, and suyurin namin talaga what is really the problem. So we can report to the House Committee on Transportation what are really the problems. Gusto nila, magkano ba ang binabayad ng gulay from Bukidnon papuntang Manila? If really the RoRo is will solve is a solution to our problem. Magkano ba yung goods from Mindanao to be serviced through RoRo? Sa RoRo, papuntang Manila. So, yan ang study namin ngayon for that. Although it was assessed 2008 by Basilio Group, but we have EDB ngayon, gusto namin i-validate. So kailan yun? This summer, then we are inviting our media friends if you can join us. Bago yung namin dyan, yung bus. Coaster.
So if any of you are interested, sign up na sa ating RoRo Caravan. Kasama namin kayo as we explore these links made possible for the benefit of our maritime stakeholders and our passengers, the Filipino people. Any other questions from our media friends? Yes, Sir Eloy?
Sir, do you have any updates on yung recently opened na Davao, Manila ba yun? Is there how profitable is the route? I believe it ceased to exist because of lack of passengers and cargo.
Sir, thank you, sir. Actually, still on nandyan pa rin po yung barko from the Manila via Iloilo, General Santos to Davao. Nag-serve pa naman po sila, nandyan pa rin. Medyo malayo nga. This is a long haul. This was served before, but Yun, para maserbihan naman natin. Mahal na kasi yung pamasahe ng eroplano, yung mga taga Davao, General Santos area. So, nandyan pa rin po yung barko ngayon. Nag-serve pa rin sila regularly. They're providing at least once a week shipping service, sir.
Kausap namin yung taga Chelsea. Okay daw, sustainable. Karamihan galing Iloilo, Manila. Marami daw, Iloilo, Manila. Up yung ano. Pero Davao to Jansan, medyo pero ang ano daw, medyo maganda yung ano, Iloilo, Manila. Oh.
Thank you so much. Final question from Miss Romina, and another one from. Let's have this question first from the CNN Philippines.
Sir, magandang gabi po. Other issues lang, sir. Any word from Marina or any regulation that you would like to give dun sa mga shipping companies, especially those who are engaged dun sa may port area in Manila, to improve yung kanilang compliance with environmental standards so as not to contribute further to the pollution of Manila Bay, sir? Anyone po anyone from Marina?
Yes, thank you, sir. Actually, we are drafting now a memorandum circular implementing MARPOL Annex 4 that is about sewage. So, in construction and safety, on the construction and safety of ships in compliance with MARPOL Annex 4 on sewage. Well, of course, like for example, they will each vessel should be required to be fitted with sewage treatment plant and other similar type of system that will prevent pollution or effluents that will be released from the ship. So that's one of the examples.
And that goes, sir, for all types of ships, no? Be it commercial,
yes,
passenger.
not only RoRo, not
Ayun.
only RoRo, but all types of ships. Yeah.
Ito kasi, wag natin dumihan yung dagat natin. Parang swimming pool yan eh, bawal umihi. So ngayon, akala natin, napakalaki ng dagat natin. Sa ngayon, lumiliit kasi dumadami yung tao. Buti sana kung ikaw lang mag-isa. But there are millions of tao na nagtatapon ng basura sa dagat natin. And we support the DNR program in cleaning up our Manila Bay. And part of that is the implementation of our policy on MARPOL. We will require our ship to have their own sewer treatment program. Yes.
Final follow-up, sir. Ano po yung possible na maging sanction dun sa mga mahuhulin ninyong ships that do not violate itong ipopropose po ninyo na memorandum circular to help preserve the environment and to make sure that ships are compliant with MARPOL?
Cancellation of their CPC, of course, permit to operate. Yeah. And this will be coordinated, of course, with the Philippine Coast Guard. Yeah, always coordinate. And Philippine Ports Authority also. As the enforcer, Philippine Coast Guard, and also for provision of reception facilities also, it's the Philippine Ports Authority. Thank you.
Final question from our media friends before we end our briefing. Yes, Romina.
Are there plans po to revive tax incentives or holidays for shipping lines that are importing brand new vessels? Especially those that expired under the Domestic Shipping Act.
We have here OIC Director of the Domestic Shipping Service, Ms. Liberty Lingad.
Lots of incentives are being given for brand new Ajax class vessels. Like in BOI, there's under 2017 IPP, there's BOI income tax holiday. And then for Marina, same with yung protection, 50% discount on all fees and charges. Yun yung mga incentives. So not only Marina but also BOI.
Those are for brand new ships po. Pero what about yung those that are still importing vessels with gears because of the limitations of in our ports?
Wala na po. Kasi under our program po is modernization or upgrading of domestic vessels. So we want to modernize them.
A question from PTV. Yes, please introduce yourself.
Hi,
and
sir.
your
I'm
question.
Mela from PTV4. Other topic lang po. Being one of the leading countries deploying seafarers, magtatanong lang po sana ako ng latest statistics ng seafarers sa Pilipinas at kung meron tayong latest data about remittances. Thank you. And last na lang po, sir, kasi kanina lamang meron ding nilaunch na ang MAAP, the second training ship. How will this benefit our future seafarers po?
We have here OIC Executive Director of the STCW Office, Rear Admiral Verme Toralba.
How will the question is? Kindly repeat. How will benefit?
How will this benefit our future seafarers?
Because part of the training is the practical side or the proficiency side. So they will have a actual training ship for them to apply what they learn in the school. So this is very important because this is what the standards on training, the convention on standards on training certification, which is looking always is the proficiency and competency of our seafarers. So this will help a lot because that's where these cadets are applying their what they learned in school.
Is this the second training ship na meron Pilipinas or marami pa pong iba?
For those schools like MAP, they have the big budget support for this. That's why they can afford to buy or through donation also of these ships. And I think this will, especially the school, their academy, the MAP will benefit more on this. And maybe they could also offer that to other willing to use that also.
Yung objective natin para magkaroon tayo ng world-class na seafarers, and we enjoyed that before. Ngayon, medyo mabnaw yung tingin sa atin dahil ang tingin nila yung quality of our seafarers is down. So, competence is education and training, of course, plus experience. That's why our program, through our MHCI, training, further training by our MTI, and of course, the sea service is very important. And that is part of the STCW convention. And we have been inspected by EMSA since 2006. And ito yung quality is still a question. But we have, hindi naman tayo umupo lang dito, but some people before have done their part and we're continuing this. And nandito si Nelson, tumitingin sa seafarers natin dito. Ngayon yung EMSA, last inspection nila ngayon, and sabi nila, they will, actually our EMSA is commissioned by the EC. EC yung European Community. And European Community is coming over in this April to ensure our education system and training kumayos. Titingnan nila for mismo dito yung progress of our, kasi sabi natin doon, we have already we empower Marina under our EO 63. Under AO 63, strengthening further MARINA to implement STCW. Before kasi may darang mandato eh. Yung CHED is mandated to do the education and MARINA naman under Maritime Education. So medyo nag-clash yung mandato nila. Nangyari, we harmonize under EO 63. So ngayon nag-uusap tayo, CHED and MARINA, to ensure that our curriculum are in standard. To ensure our standard, we adopted the model of PMMA. PMMA was established as a charter of the Philippines to produce seafarers. Ibig sabihin, ito yung government-funded institution para mag-produce ng world-class seafarers natin. So ngayon, dumadami na yung requirements ng seafarers because it's a good, magandang employment. So we outsource it. Sabi ng in-outsource natin through privatization. So CHED ngayon, kinuha nila yung iba through, ang tawag natin sa kanila, yung Maritime Higher Education Institution. So, kaso masyado ng masyado. So, baka yung quality ngayon, baka apektado. But we want quality rather than quantity. Sa ngayon, there are 20,000 yung seafarers pinaproduce ng MHCI. But only 3,000 to 4,000 are yung sakay sa barko. Ibig sabihin, inefficient yung production natin. And we want to reboot again. Baguhin natin yung sistema natin. Ayusin natin. Balik tayo sa dati. PMMA is our standard. Everybody should align with PMMA. Whatever yung tinuturo niyan, lahat yan, PMMA standard. So kung hindi ka makapag-keep up, PMMA is minimum. You can do more. Let's say MAAP. Dahil si MAAP, ang intention niya, high quality, para ma-ensure na without saying something, graduate ka na, MAAP, akin ka na, pinagagawan ka. Hindi yung graduate ka sa kung saan-saan, ano ba yon? Parang gano'n. So, dapat ipakita natin sa kanila, we are producing world-class and quality seafarers. And yung ngayon, nag-attend ako doon kanina, bagong tawag doon? Training ship from Japan. Because Japan, medyo bababa na yung seafarer employment nila. Dahil maganda na yung economy nila, or rather, yung mga citizens nila, rather, doon na lang sa lupa. Hindi na sila mag-seafaring. But Filipino are still, maganda yung interest natin sa seafaring industry, dito sila kumukuha. Maganda yung quality ng Filipino seafarers in terms of, yung skills, speaking skills, yung attitude, napakaganda ng tayo. Huwag lang madilyot ng other bad habits. Pero ngayon, nag-invest ang Japan, binigay kay MAAP para magpasakay ng Filipino seafarers para pag nag-graduate, educated, trained, and fully experienced seafarers na i-employ nila sa Japan ships nila. Ganon ang objective doon. Sige, thank you.
Yes, Sir Nelson.
Sir, with regards to the sewage treatment plant, I believe that there are no vessels here that really that is doing heartily. With the requirements, with that requirements. Aside from that, the garbage, because this is not only the concern of MARINA, it is also the concern of PPA. They must provide receptacle, because you cannot see any vessel discharging their garbage on port, and there is a receptacle that will receive it. Wala. Tinatapon lang talaga nila yan sa dagat. Sumasakay ako ng barko, magmulang Manila, Visayas, papuntang Mindanao, wala talagang ganyan. Now, isa sa problema natin sa RoRo, sir, when we will be going with you in this caravan, I will tell you, sir, about the problem, the very big problem, why our vessel are capsizing even there is no typhoon. It is because almost all, or perhaps all RoRos do not have proper lashing of their rolling cargoes. And that is the reason why Princess of the Orient, Princess of the Stars, and other RoRo vessels capsized.
Thank you so much for your thoughts, Engineer Ramirez. Final question before we end our media briefing from Sir Eloy.
To Director Tony Pia, ma'am, on overseas shipping, I was able to talk to several ship managers recently who pulled out 6 vessels from our registry. And their main reason is the delays in the processing of their papers. At present, but that was about 5 years ago, ma'am. Pero at present, ma'am, how many days it would take your office to process a prospective employer who wants to register his vessel in the Philippines?
Magandang gabi po sa lahat. Ako si Jean Pia. I handle the Philippine Maritime Registry and I'm the director of the Overseas Shipping Service. Now, with respect to the question of Sir Eloy, we comply with the Anti-Red Tape Act. This is the new law which requires Philippine government agencies who process applications to release the same within 3 days. So, meron po dong provision for 3 days for simple applications, 7 days, and then 20 days for complicated applications. With respect to registration of ships to be operated in the international trade, the processing of MARINA is 3 days po. And we were able to rationalize also the documentary requirements. And as part of this rationalization of the requirements and the standard processing time, we are also developing a online registration system which would allow our ship owners or ship managers to do it online, just like what is being done for the seafarers. So it was launched last July, but it's still in a beta version. But we will soon, siguro until ano lang po muna ngayon, wala pa dun sa payment, but until release of the authority to accept payment. Doon pa lang muna. So, on Wednesday, February 6, we will be meeting with stakeholders of the overseas shipping sector, and this is part of what we will talk about, the online registration system. Now, we are piloting this with a volunteer shipping company para malaman po namin if there are any hitches on the system before we fully operationalize this. So that is, salamat po dun sa tanong ni Sir Eloy.
Thank you so much, Sir Eloy. Final question from Sir Philip before we conclude our briefing.
Sir, good evening po ulit sa inyo. Sir, nabanggit din lamang po yung online services ng Marina. However po, every time I open your website, most of the time it's down. Now, there's a red on my browser that the website is not secured. So, kung palaging down po ito, paano po natin mapapabilis ang serbisyo natin in terms of online services natin? Are we doing something about this po?
So yung challenge natin ngayon, no? Dati, yun na natin papilahin yung seafarers natin para hindi sila mahirapan. They can enjoy much of their liberty periods or vacation. Recently, we launched a mismo. But medyo nagkaroon ng glitch dun sa sistema. Nag-brown out, then hindi na namatay yung sistema. Then after that, umilaw ulit. Nung umilaw, hindi na siya nag-up ngayon. Sa ngayon, they are still working it. And we nagpabis tayo ng advisory on that. But okay na bang yung online natin? 85% na So what that was a lesson learned. We do backup, dalawang backup, no? Mayroon tayong backup on our side, data center, but we need more. We are investing on this to ensure that our seafarers hindi na mahirapan. Ang issue ngayon, yung internet speed and yung systems backup because of hindi stable yung kuryente natin dito. Ang problema namin dun sa old building, dahil dating mall yun, hindi stable, daming ano. And we're looking also for intruders, and I have sent our 20 IT programmers doon sa Armed Forces to do the 3-day seminar workshop on cyber. Security. Kasi ang problema natin talaga cyber. Kahit na ganun ka intention natin pure, but there are maganda kasi yung criminal minds hindi pa rin natin maiwasan. And we're doing things to address those.
Kasi po yung observation ng nasa mga IT sectors, most of the time po, is almost all government websites are not secured. So if we go process online, more particularly yung mga personal data ng seafarers natin, there's a possibility na ma-hack or whatever, that they can get all the information from our applicants.
Sa ngayon, we don't have any experience on hacking. Ang problema na natin yung down of the system because of the power interruption. And kailangan namin ng stable generator para paglipat namin dito, kahit na mag-brownout, mayroon tayong generator. Ang problema na namin sa paglipat dito ngayon, pwede na sana kami lumipat tomorrow. Ang problema, yung generator na in-order namin, kailan darating? Second week of February. And we cannot compromise our data operations because we are online, online system na tayo.
Okay, sir, thank you po.
But we're doing things to address those, and including security, stability, and integrity of our data.
Sir, please consider yung solar power.
Actually, minimeasure na namin yung rooftop namin.
It is more stable than generator.
Yes.
At saka mas reliable po.
We are measuring our rooftop para magkaroon kami ng solar sa taas.
Thank you.
At least ma-protect lang yung data center namin for the solar.
Salamat po, sir.
Thank you for that suggestion.
So that ends our media briefing this afternoon. Thank you so much to our media friends for attending this conference, and we hope that you will continue to support the Marina in disseminating information to the public. Again, this is Joy Dayan Gumatay of the Marina Strategic Communication Service, wishing you all a good evening. Salamat po. We prepared po a simple meal for our media friends. Please stay and enjoy the meal with us. Thank you so much.